Hi, everybody. I'm Hub Arkush for Chicago Football, along with our Chicago Bears senior reporter and analyst, Kevin Fishbain, on my left, and our Chicago Bears and senior NFC North analyst, Arthur Arkush, on my right, getting ready to head for Bourbonnais. That's right. The football season is here. Media, players, and coaches report to Bourbonnais, Illinois for training camp on Wednesday, July 23rd. The players will take the field Friday morning, the 25th. And we'll talk about the Bears' offense first and what we expect to see this year. And Kevin, I come to you first. The second year of Camp Tressman, what might be new for these Chicago Bears?
Well, I think the hope is we're going to see some new wrinkles in the offense. You know, there's no new faces outside really Marquise Wilson, who's going to be really the focal point of camp, being the new player on the first team offense. But I think everyone's talked so much about how comfortable they are with the offense, so you would expect that means Mark Tressman's going to open things up a little bit and have some new plays, some new schemes, some things we're not familiar with because he's allowed to open things up a little bit more.
Arthur, it's being accepted almost as a given. Jay Cutler's going to be better because he has to be better because he's had more time because of the success they had in the offense last year. Both he and Josh McCown. Is it a guarantee that Jay Cutler's going to be better?
I don't know if it's a guarantee. I mean, obviously he's got that security now financially as well. He's got the growth in the offense. He's got the familiarity with his weapons. So I think it stands to reason that he is going to improve. Really, if he can just stay on the field, it looked pretty good when he was out there last year. That's the main emphasis, is staying healthy and progressing on where they were last year.
You know, Kevin, I think the biggest concern I hear from most folks, you mentioned Marquise Wilson at wide receiver, depth at almost every position is pretty much non-existent. This team got very lucky with good health on offense last year.
Yeah, I think there's going to be some cool competitions, though, in the backup spots to find the depth hub. You know, we're not going to see great competitions at the starting positions, but it's going to be a great competition at backup quarterback between Jimmy Clausen and Jordan Palmer. You have Kadeem Carey, the rookie, versus Michael Ford, Jordan Lynch. At running back, I think wide receiver to figure out who the fourth and fifth receivers are going to be. And keep an eye on the offensive line. You mentioned how fortunate they were that all five offensive linemen started at all 16 games last season. They got some interesting veterans and young players who are going to vie for those backup spots this year. So folks that go to Bourbonnais, that's what you got to keep an eye on, is those battles for depth.
Arthur, you're our NFC North expert. As the Bears prepare in training camp, is this the best offense in the NFC North?
Well, I think until we see otherwise, we're still going to give the nod to Aaron Rodgers and the Packers. They have just as many weapons in the receiving game. Eddie Lacy, James Starks, maybe a little bit deeper backfield right now. They're really excited about their offensive line. But that's no slight against the Bears and Mark Tressman, Jay Cutler. It's just what they've accomplished over a series of years in Green Bay. Chicago's a little bit newer. We'll see if they're able to take that next step and get into that Green Bay category.
And, of course, the numbers confirm what Arthur says when Aaron Rodgers is healthy, but that's a good thing. The Bears go to camp on offense knowing what they're chasing, knowing that they're the focal point of the Bears' playoff, shall we say, Super Bowl hopes in 2014. For all the best Chicago Bears coverage throughout training camp, keep it right where you are at chicagofootball.com, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.